Hello, friends. So it is Monday night. We are just finishing up watching kind of the very end of the coverage on the Iowa caucuses. And I know that I've mentioned before, and obviously people close to me know that I am from Iowa. I live in Portland, but for less than a year I've lived out here. I was born and raised in Iowa, and so I have grown up around the serious political draw to the state of Iowa, and I'm really proud. Tonight they were saying that they think it's going to be record numbers in terms of turnout, both Republican and Democratic. So across the parties, young people were turning out to caucus really well. So just really proud. Go Iowa for holding down. You can't make change if you don't go vote, and so that was really good to hear that people are getting out and voicing their opinions. I obviously have an opinion, but I have no desire to talk politics because I feel like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But more than anything, I was just pumped to hear that it went so well in terms of how many people decided that their voice needed to be heard. I know that I had a lot of friends who went and caucused tonight. So yeah, that was good news, and it's a really tight race for everyone, which I think makes it a little more fun. Obviously, more stressful for people who have a serious attachment to one candidate or the other. But it makes it more interesting to watch the upcoming debates and things like that too, right? Because like they get more passionate when they feel like it's that close. I don't know. I think it lends to a more exciting rest of the presidential race. So anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was we are switching from watching the caucus coverage to our latest Netflix show that we are binging on, which is John's getting his drink ready, so he's going to sit down and watch with me. But we have been really into The Blacklist, which I know is not like new. We're kind of late to the bandwagon. But it is really easy to watch one after the other, so which is how we, like a lot of people now, like to watch our television shows, because I hate waiting a week. But it's kind of one of those good ones like, well, USA, it's on USA, right? Isn't that the network? Yeah. USA has a lot of good shows like that where like each episode it's a different storyline in itself, and we kind of like those. I like the ones that you also have to watch, week to week, where it really like leaves you hanging. But if you're really just looking for a good one to like watch on the weekends, a few in a row or whatever, The Blacklist has been really good, and it's funny. It's not like just like action all the time. It's also funny, which is a definite plus in our book. Recently, we just finished watching all of what is available of The Walking Dead on Netflix, which took us a little bit, but I was super surprised that I even got into it, to be honest, because I am not usually like a sci-fi, that kind of person. So like when it comes to like zombies and vampires and things like that, I'm usually not that person. But I got real into it and really sad when certain characters died. I mean, I was like all in on The Walking Dead. And now, of course, we have to wait with the rest of the world for the next season to start, which is, a bummer, but whatever. I think it starts on Valentine's Day, which is like pretty funny to me because it's like the most gory show I've ever watched. So that was the latest one other than The Blacklist. What else did we watch? Oh, we watched Pretty Little Liars, which I watched before John did, but I kind of got him hooked just because it's like the mystery aspect of it. I know that that's also a pretty common one with people. I'm not listing any like really like secretive shows or whatever, but or unique shows, but Pretty Little Liars is good just because it constantly makes you like try and guess, it's like a whodunit thing. So you're always like trying to figure out who the culprit of that week's, big drama is. I like that one too. What else do we watch? Oh, yes, Suits. It sounds like all I do is watch TV, but I promise that is not the case. We usually just watch like one at a time. But you know, so in the past few months we've watched like 5 different things because we watch like a season of something and then we move on to like a season of something else. But anyway, we like Suits. That's another USA show. If you haven't seen Suits, I know sometimes I mention it, people are like, what is that? It is about lawyers. And any lawyer who watches it is like, this is not real life, obviously, but that's the point. But they do these like outrageous cases, and anyway, it's another one where it's kind of different. It's one of those where there's a different storyline every week, but it definitely ties together like really intricately week to week. That one's also pretty funny, both dramatic and funny. There's kind of a trend on what shows we like. The Walking Dead kind of broke that trend, I would have to say, but yeah, I think those are the 4 most recent that we really watch. When it was still on and making new episodes, we watched Scandal. That one we would just watch like when it came on, you know, once a week. Yeah, SVU. We've seen all the SVU episodes like over the years, which there are hundreds and hundreds. But you know, now obviously we're up to speed on that, and so sometimes if we catch it when it comes on, because it's on like on the West Coast, I think it's at like 9 or 10 p.m. or something, so sometimes we don't always catch it. But if we get to see the new ones of those, we do. The new cast has kind of grown on us since the other people got written off. Finally, we were kind of like not into it for a while, but we're back. We're back with SVU. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, I tried Making a Murder, couldn't get into it at all. Everyone was like raving about it. I was just like, I just couldn't do it. I just like could not get into it. Maybe I should try it again, start watching a little bit more, but I was just like, I could not like keep my attention on it at all. So I will try again probably on that because everyone was so into it and I was like, why? I don't get it, but there must be something I'm missing. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the newest one, and that's because John and I weren't watching this together, although I really think that I'll watch it again if he wants to because it was that good. But Chelsea Handler's new, I think it's only on Netflix, her new, it's kind of a documentary series, and it's called Chelsea Does. And then for each episode, each different documentary, then she'll say like Chelsea does racism, or Chelsea does, what's one of the other ones? Marriage, you know, like things like that. And she goes, yeah, drugs. And she'll go and like take part in like, you know, things about those topics that she was unfamiliar with before. Like she went to one of the most famous wedding chapels in Vegas and like talked to the owners of it. And I love her humor, like dry humor like that. But I know like she's not everyone's cup of tea. Comedy is such a personal thing. So like whatever, if you watch it and you're like, you're crazy, I get it, right? Because comedy is, you know, so personal. But it's not just her. It's not like a stand-up, and it's not her show. She's literally going out and like interviewing a ton of people, and it's really interesting because it's a documentary done by a comedian. So she goes and it's real. You know, it's real life. It's not scripted or anything. She's still funny while she's doing it, but she's also serious about like knowing more about the topics, and she gets a little like introspective. And it's like a different side of her. And anyway, it's hilarious though. Like in the drug one, she actually goes and like does drugs to like document the effects of certain ones. You know, like things like that. It's like, I mean, it's so out there, but it's really entertaining. They are pretty long though. I'm pretty sure they're like over an hour. So it's not like an episode of something where you can just catch it. You know, it's more like a short movie that you would go watch or something like that. But, cause they're documentaries. But that's actually my actual most recent one. But like I said, I just did that. I went through, I think there's only 4 of them so far. There's marriage, drugs, racism, and something else. Oh, Silicon Valley. She goes, that one's hilarious because she like is so bad at technology. So she goes and anyway, tries to have them explain technology to her. So there's only those 4 so far, but if you're wanting something that's like maybe not as long as a regular movie and longer than an episode, something like that, or if you're just looking for something new, I recommend it to at least check one of the episodes out. So we are gonna sign off. and go watch The Blacklist, probably an episode, and then hit the hay. But just wanted to update you for anyone interested on what kind of stuff I like to watch, or we like to watch. Obviously, those aren't all the shows I've ever watched, but probably in the last few months, including the brand new ones that I just started and or ones that I was finishing up, like The Walking Dead. That's what's been going on there. And I'm definitely guilty as a Netflix binger. I'm a binge watcher for sure. Way more than I would want to actually plan it out and watch things on TV, especially now that I'm on the West Coast, because things like, okay, anything, I mean, really anything. So like, for example, Pretty Little Liars. I think it's on at like 7 Central or something like that, but I have to wait to watch it until 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock. No? 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock our time out here, which is 11 o'clock their time. So they've watched it 4 hours before me, and I'm always a little salty about that, because I'm like, what the heck? Why can't I just... And I get that they don't want to have it on at 5 here when everyone else is watching it at 7. Like, most people wouldn't be able to if they're still at work or something like that. But, you know, at least have it at 7 here. But why do you have to postpone it until 9? That bugs me. So anyway, things like that are big incentives for me, especially when I don't have like a super normal work schedule. Like, I don't work 9 to 5. And, you know, might be at the gym late or something like that. It's definitely way easier for me to, you know, Netflix or Hulu something. So that's what it's been lately. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello. I am heading out. Super rainy day. I am heading out to go look at color swatches for my bridesmaids dresses. Girls, I'm narrowing it down. I promise. I'm working on it. Apparently, I have a very difficult color that I'm trying to find. So I found a few designers online, but you know, you can't tell until you actually look at it in person. But when you look at the color online, it looks pretty good. And I found a few stores out here that apparently carry those designers. We'll see if they have the exact color, or hopefully they just have a book of color swatches, because that would be awesome. And then my girls could order it from out here, not have to pay tax. There's no tax in Oregon. That came in handy when buying the actual wedding dress as well. But anyway, really trying hard to get that done soon so that they can order them and have it be stress-free and not wait too long to get that done. Because I know that, you know, not as much as a wedding dress, but they take quite a bit to get into, you know, quite a bit of time to get into. So I want to get that done today. A little bummer that it's so crappy out and rainy. I'm like literally wearing my winter coat because it's like a long parka version and has a hood and it's waterproof and all of that. And I was like too cold for just my rain jacket. I was like, what is this, Oregon? It was just 60 last week. So, and it's supposed to go back up to 60 this weekend. So it's just having this little testy 2-day spurt, which I don't really appreciate. But, you know, what are you going to do? You live in the Pacific Northwest. So anyway, I am off to go hopefully find this effing color that only exists in my head. Okay, I am not kidding. I just talked about how impossible I thought it would be, and I really think that I found it. I still have to look at styles, but I looked at the swatches and I found one color that in 3 different fabrics like still looks similar enough that I could use. Okay, so it just cut me off and died on me. But yeah, anyway, they're similar enough even in different fabrics, which is really hard to find because different, like whether it's like shiny or matte or more see-through or whatever, one color will look super different in fabrics usually, but this one, for whatever reason, just seems to work across them, which like with how much or how many problems I've been having with this one very specific color that I had in mind, I did not think that that would happen. I found this one designer that I'm very happy with, so now I need to go and look at the actual styles and the different fabrics and see if I can put something together. I have 5 girls to get dresses for, and they're, I mean, shouldn't have to special order for anyone or anything like that, but they're not like, you know, it's 5 different girls. They're all going to be different, slightly different sizes and shapes or whatever. So, I need to kind of look at necklines and things like that. But assuming all goes well on that end, I think I may have just kind of closed the book on the bridesmaids dresses, which is a huge weight off my shoulders because I just really wanted them to be happy, you know, with what I picked out because, like I said, it's like 5 of my best friends and they had to stand up in front of, like, our wedding's like big, you know, hundreds of people. So it's a big deal and I want them to be really happy in them. So I've been like slaving away trying to find like the perfect one in this color that I wanted. So I'm very happy. Yay. Every time I get to check something big off the wedding.
Bear says, sorry for the abrupt ending, YouTube. Bear, do you want to say bye to YouTube? Head tilt? Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and like if you like this video. And let us know if you have any other Netflix watching suggestions. Bye. Say bye, Bear. Bye.